Mikey, I'm 3-1. I'm going to win this election, trust me. I want to say thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who's put the time to come down here today. The reception, you know what it shows? The local Labour MP for Blackpool come out and said how I'm not welcome in this town. The reception I've received the whole day walking down there proves just how out of touch they are with the people. Anyway, our campaign started, it's 4 days in, isn't it? 4 days in, 4 or 5 days in. We've got some real hot spots to go to. We're taking the whole day tomorrow to plan properly the exact locations of where we'll be. Because at the minute, we've been rocking up in city centres. We don't want to do that. We want to go to the forgotten estates and the forgotten people, the working class community. I'm asking you to speak to your friends and family. I'm not perfect. I don't claim to be. I want to be your voice. I can promise you I will put my life into it. I will give every single last bit of my energy into being a voice for good, into being a voice for truth. I'm fed up. How many have you seen now? How many people have never voted before? Put your hands up. And how many of you are voting this time? If we can show them that we can galvanise the non-voters, we will strike so much fear into our establishment, they will be shocked. And I'm asking every single one of you, send them a message they will never forget on the 23rd of May. I keep getting asked about, I showed you that video that you've watched. I want to say a thank you to Greater Manchester Police who have been with us today. Who each time, so far, each time have been fabulous. The policing, the Cheshire Police, to allow free physical assault, to refuse to arrest people when they've done it in front of them, with evidence, is a disgrace. And part of it, and then from that, and the celebration and promotion of that, by the media, Pim Fortuyn, there was a Dutch politician. He was a liberal politician, but he spoke out against Islam. And because of that, the entire establishment and the media attacked him. And they built him up as an evil man. And then he got cake thrown in his face, similar to me getting a milkshake thrown on myself. He was eventually shot dead by a leftist extremist. And that man who killed him thought he was doing the world a better place. Because he had been radicalised by a media full of lies, telling him that Pim Fortuyn was the next Hitler, when he was the complete opposite. What's currently happening in this country, as witnessed yesterday, I had the police visit me yesterday and tell me they had intelligence that someone is planning to murder me on this campaign trail. Now we've already witnessed the fact that the police will not do their job, which is to uphold the law. It's all we're asking for is do your job. That's it. If someone breaks the law, arrest them. We don't want favourable treatment. Just do your job. And I think, time and time again, is there intelligence that someone's going to stab me, or is it more mind games to try and prevent my campaign? No matter what, and what I say to you, when you're looking at your options for voting in the North West, many people might say they're voting for Nigel Farage's party. They're voting for the Brexit party. The Brexit party, when it was formed, the lady who formed it has had to resign. She resigned because she spoke the truth about Islam. What is the difference between the Brexit party and the Conservative party Simply that the Brexit Party want to leave Europe. Other than that, political correctness is exactly the same. Being able to talk about the problems in your community is exactly the same. Labelling people into categories of extremists or far right is exactly the same. The lady that is standing to represent you, the people of the North West, for the Brexit Party, supported the IRA bombing in Warrington that killed 2 children. She has refused to apologise. She has refused to condemn those attacks. Nigel Farage has a rule, or had a rule when he led UKIP, that you're not allowed to be a member if you're a former member of the EDL like myself. The lady who is standing for the Brexit Party in the North West is a former communist. The EDL didn't kill anyone. Communism has killed millions of people. The hypocrisy is unreal. The Labour Party representatives are, all 3 of them, have called for a second referendum. The reason why I want to send a message, and I say to people who don't even have to agree with me on everything, politics in Britain needs shaking up. Trust me, if you elect me on the 23rd of May, it will be shaken like it's never seen before. And I said it to many people. If you vote for me, I will be walking in there like Conor McGregor. What difference? And this is the choice. The people who are sitting on the fence, this is for you. UKIP are going to have MEPs going to the European Union, no matter what, across the country. For people who don't, I didn't know how it works. The North West will elect 8 MEPs, okay? The South East 10. There's MEPs in every region of the country. Guaranteed, UKIP are going to be represented at the European Union. Guaranteed, Nigel Farage's party may have 15 to 20 MEPs. If the Brexit Party has 15 MEPs, or have 16 MEPs, what's the difference? If the Brexit Party has 15 MEPs, and you elect Tommy Robinson to go to the European Union, that will cause more of a stir in this country than anything else. Again, I'll be repeating myself, but on the 23rd of May, how many of you actually feel equal? How many of you feel like you've got equal rights to many others in this country? How many of you feel free? How many of you think you've got free speech? How many of you have been censored online? If you want to send them a message against censorship, on the 23rd of May, every single one of us, in this beautiful crowd I've seen today, I've had a great time, and my feet are killing me, but I've had a great time. Family, old, young. On the 23rd of May, old, weak, poor, rich, we are all equal. If we galvanise, 22 million people didn't vote at the last general election. That is us. Our working class community that are underrepresented. We're not represented. I don't watch Question Time and see anyone talking for me. I don't watch any political show and see anyone that speaks for me. What I'd say, on that day, we are all equal. And for those of you who don't think it matters, the reason we are being betrayed so bad is because we don't even believe in democracy anymore. 37% of people voted in the last European elections. If we vote, and I promise you this, if the North West votes for me, and I win this election, it will bring change. Because all the other political parties, they will see, and I want to walk off, if we have galvanised the non-voters, if we have politicised our community. I've had so many people say, I've never voted, in 40 years I've never voted, now I'm voting. If we spread that, and it's the North West today, and it's the rest of the country tomorrow, we need to organise ourselves. We need to politicise our community. We need to show them that the power is ours, it's not theirs. For too long they've had the power. The media, the establishment, they've tried pulling back power by removing us from social media. They've taken my voice. On the 23rd of May, I'm asking asking you to give me it back. And for all the people, I've had a lot of people talking about being concerned about safety. When we go, we are going to have full security going into hostile areas. People are saying you shouldn't go here, you shouldn't go there. I'm going everywhere, okay? I think that the people who don't live in these communities, they need to see what it's like. They need to see whether... We've proved in Warrington, the police aren't there to enforce the law equally. They're not. They're not. That's politically motivated policing. If any other organisation or political party were holding a rally and the leader of that organisation, the man that was standing for election, was physically assaulted multiple times, people would be arrested. We know that. English women were assaulted at that demonstration. No one was arrested. If you reverse the roles, if any other minority groups' women were assaulted, people would be arrested. We've seen it for too long. I've had a great day. I thank everyone here again for coming. And this is, you know, there's been a populist revolution happening across the world. People think it started with Trump. It actually didn't. It started with Modi in India. The establishment were against him, the media were against him, the people stood behind him. They taught them a lesson. The American election was exactly the same. Salvini in Italy, across Europe. On the 23rd of May, it's our time, it's our people's turn to show the world that we've had enough. We hear a lot about our community. Yeah? I stand here, I look at everyone here, I'm proud of everyone here, I know what it takes to come and even stand here. I know the arguments with families, I know the risk you have being photographed, I know the worries, I know the work, I know your jobs, I know all of that. So I want to tell everyone here, I'm grateful for you for coming and standing out, and we are a movement, and there's something that they can't break, which they're trying to break so bad. And they don't realise they could break it, because our love, and that's what it's born out of, is love. Our love for our country, our love for our freedom, and our love for the future generation will outweigh anything they throw at us. So on the 23rd of May, thank you every single one of you. I beg you to go back to your families, go back to your friends, talk about it in the pubs, talk about it at work, galvanise people, drum them up, build them up, get them ready, and make sure everyone's talking about the 23rd of May. And on that election form, at the very bottom of that form, that's where they've placed us, it will be next to Tommy Robinson. Thank you very much. I've also seen, I know there's a couple of UKIP councillors here today. I've just read that Jared Ban's resigning. That's what he said. He's not. I believe as well that the media backing that they're giving to Nigel Farage's Brexit Party, with UKIP under Jared Ban's leadership, you actually had a voice there in a political party that is willing to talk about your issues, about your community, and not mix the words, and not be politically correct, and just say it how it is. So for the first time, there was an opportunity for a populist party in the UK. I believe the media are absolutely backing the Brexit Party in order to wipe out Jared Ban's leadership. That's what I see them doing. So, wait, do you want to help? Here is a local councillor who's just been elected. So, I'm from Pretty Well, just down the road. Staunch Labour town until I stood.
we all complete one UKIP, we all support Tommy Robinson, and we all want you to vote for him.
And that's it. Alright. You have until tomorrow to register yourself on the election roll. 30% of 18 to 24-year-olds are not even registered. Unless you vote, unless you're getting involved, you shouldn't even be moaning really. I know, and I've never voted. You know, before, if someone come up to me and give me a leaflet for a political party, I say, do one, because I hate them all. That's the truth. I look at all the political parties, I look at all the politicians, I despise them. I always have. I just think they're liars, they're cheats, they're frauds. And they're not. They don't live where we live, they don't live the lives we live. They've got nothing in common with us. They don't even understand us. So, exactly what... To have 4 UKIP councillors in a Labour stronghold, you see, if we're successful on the 23rd of May, that will be the start of something big. It will be the start of us going into working class areas and estates across the country, galvanising them, politicising them, and taking them away from Labour into a political force. So again, thank you everyone here. There's buckets going around here. We are running a campaign. We've spent so far £33,000 on leaflets. We're sending 3 million leaflets to every house in the UK. All of the parties we're up against have got £380,000 to spend. We are a movement of the people, so thank you to anyone who can contribute anything. We wouldn't be able to do it without you. Again, seriously, get to the bookies and bet on Tommy Robinson being an MEP. I'm not joking. I'm going to win.